You like that?
Yeah. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to another amazing episode in Stacey's Kitchen. It's your girl, Stacey and Natoya, and I am thrilled to present to you my version of the Jamaican pickled pepper. For this sauce, all you need is 2 ingredients. I'm not even joking. There are tons of other versions out there, but honestly, I like the pepper just the way it is, and I don't like to mix it with any other thing for this sauce. So all I use is a bit of vinegar, because vinegar is a preservative, and just the habanero peppers. Now, the habanero peppers is Jamaica's pepper. It comes in a variety of colors, but the majority that you might see comes in green or yellow. I think more green more so than yellow. But you can find red ones or even brown. I've found brown ones which are absolutely delicious, have such a different note, but you still have that spice in it. So right here, this is what was left over from about a year and a half ago, because I use this sauce religiously. If you haven't seen me use it in the other videos in the past, maybe you haven't seen those videos, I do use it a lot, and this is what's left over for after a year and a half of having a full jar. Yes, a year and a half is a long time, and I cook quite frequently with them, but you don't need a lot because it's so hot. You don't want to overwhelm your palate. You don't want to overwhelm what you're cooking. And especially when you have children that might want to eat some of the food. Like Daniel will eat some of the food that I make. So I'm cautious of that. I don't want it too spicy. So just 2 ingredients, the habanero peppers and vinegar. Because again, I said vinegar is a preservative, and that's why I use it. And it does add a nice flavor and touch to it as well. But I'm using a small food processor. I found a mini one and I've had it for a while. So I just use this food processor for my seasonings. I don't like to mix my seasonings in the same blender that I use for drinking or making smoothies. If I was using a blender, you see me, I still have a small blender that I use for seasonings before I had this food processor, because that would be awful if you make a peanut shake and then you're tasting hot pepper in it. That would just throw anybody off, right? So I like to separate my herbs because they are strong smelling and strong tasting foods. All right, enough of that. If you are using a blender, make sure you use the pulsing button. Pulse, right? You want to finely chop your peppers. You don't want to mince them. You want to chop them. And that's what the little food processor here does. It just chops it up for me because I still like to see those chunks in it. All right, so that's just a little tip. On another note, habanero peppers, these are the peppers of Jamaica. You can find them, I live in Toronto, and I can find them pretty much all over the city. But I prefer to go to Danford food stores to get the best habanero peppers. They come in a variety of colors. Mostly, you'll find them in with a green color or yellow, and sometimes red. Yes, baby, sometimes red. My son is talking. Sometimes red. And what I found maybe a year or 2 ago were some brown ones, and it was like a purplish brown. I'm telling you, epic taste. I wish I had saved a couple seeds to replant those guys, because they were delicious. So we're just cutting up the peppers right now. And if my food processor was bigger, I wouldn't have to cut them up. But since we're dealing with a small one, we're just gonna go cut them in half. And I'm not sure if you can see the amount of liquid I've added in the food processor, but it's not a lot. I just add enough for the pepper to be able to move around in the food processor. So use your own judgment. If you're using a blender or a food processor and the food is not moving, just add a little bit of liquid, and that will start your thing up. All right. Okay, so that is the last of it. We are almost done. But guys, I had to add the leftover peppers. Yes, baby. The leftover peppers, they are so fermented and the flavor is unmatched. So I wanted to marry the two together, like have an infusion of the old aged peppers with the young fresh ones. Ooh, I like the sound of that. And I'm telling you, it'll give a nice flavor, right, to this one because it isn't cured yet, but it's still good because I've used it. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That's all, guys. As you can see, the pepper seeds, I did not mince the sauce. It still have bits and chunks, which I love. So pepper sauce is done. Now on to some meals that you can use with this sauce. Here I was just making a quick breakfast. I had my ginger tea. I just took out a can of sardines, and this is the jalapeno sardine. I believe that's what it's called. And that pepper is not hot enough for me. I still wanted a bit of my habanero Pikka pepper sauce. And as you can see, I skimmed off some of the water because let me tell you, the water has such a flavor to it. The vinegar really does bring out the best of this pepper. And I added a little bit of black pepper prior to adding the hot sauce, and now I'm just adding some Japanese mayo. And you don't know, so we love hard crackers over here. And that was breakfast. This was so delicious. I'm laughing because it's such a simple dish, but the flavor was just absolutely amazing. And that habanero Pikka peppers, well, let me call it Stacey's hot sauce, was very well in this. So it tastes nice in other essence. Oh my goodness. That was incredible. And this is a very good gas busting breakfast. He woke up just because he heard me, guys. But I'm still gonna go ahead. Look at that. What you're seeing is the habanero pepper. Obviously my pepper is much smaller than that. And here is another recipe. We're gonna add it to some chicken foot because I felt like making some curry chicken foot. And again with that little sauce dripping all over the chicken. And I'm adding a bit of curry, and then onto the pan I go and cook. All right, so now for dinner I am making, what do I call this? Let's give it a name. I'm making habanero. Help me out. I'm trying to make up a name on the spot. I had the perfect name before. It's like a garlic habanero buttered shrimp. All right, so it's our garlic habanero buttered shrimp with some fried pierogies. There we go. This was just so simple, guys. It's just a bit of Maggi all-purpose seasoning, Stacey's pepper sauce. What else did I put in there? The baby's really distracted by mine. I think I put something else that I'm not remembering. But anyways, habanero sauce, black pepper. Yes, that's what I'm forgetting. Black pepper and the Maggi seasoning. That was it. And then I just put a little bit of butter. Well, I put a healthy amount of butter because it's buttered shrimp in a pan. I know the camera work is a little bit all over the place. I had one camera in my hand and I tried to work um, the next hand, which is quite difficult. But I wasn't able to set up like I normally do, and I wanted to catch this for you guys. So here goes. So we're just adding our shrimp. Oh, and I did add a bit of lemon pepper. Yes, not black pepper, lemon pepper seasoning. Guys, when you're using lemon pepper, don't use too much because it's quite salty. All right, or the brand that I have is quite salty. So just, give you a tip for that one. So shrimp, this will be done in less than 5 minutes or so, because shrimp does not take long to cook. Once it's pink and you see the shell is lifting from the meat, it's done. You do not want to overcook your shrimp. You want it to be juicy, tender, and just a full mouthful of just goodness. All right, so you can see the habanero sauce pepper right there, that little green. I'm trying to zoom in on it. But if you see that little pepper, I try to show you. But I turned the shrimp. We're cooking away. And guys, this was delicious. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was absolutely delicious. And the shrimp is done. That was it, guys. The shrimp is done. Now we're making the pierogies, and I decided to fry it. Normally I would boil them in hot water for maybe 2 minutes or so, then I would fry them. But then it's complicated. The texture, it gets too soggy, and so I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna fry them. And actually it worked. It was crunchy on the outside, soft and gooey on the inside, just how I wanted them. Guys, we're finished. Dinner done. I just add a few string beans and that was it. This was a good meal. So you can use your jerk sauce, your hot sauce, sorry, to make all types of food. All right, enjoy. See you in the next video.